When I have so much to say but my mouth won't get it out, there's something about being vulnerable and putting every thought on paper. I want to share my heart with hopes that maybe what I'm saying will resonate with even just one person. I want to dive deep, get beyond superficial thoughts and ideas. My passion is to see that you live out who you truly are, not what the world tells you to be all that God created you to be. Let people see the real, imperfect, flawed, quirky, weird, beautiful person that you are. So my friends, be brave and have courage.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching. I want to welcome you to my kitchen. My name is Anne, and I've been wanting to make a video for a very long time. Especially right now, I have some stuff that I want to share that I feel like has been on my heart a lot lately, especially during this time right now. We're going through with the coronavirus and everything that's going on. Maybe we're stuck at home, whether you're an essential worker, whatever your situation is. I just feel like I had this on my heart to share, especially during this time. And I just want to talk about what faith looks like in this time. In the Bible, when Jesus spoke, he never said, I think, or maybe you're going to be healed, or maybe this is going to happen. In the Bible, he was always sure, he declared it, and he spoke it with passion. And I feel like with our faith, that's what we need to do. But before we get into that, the thing that I feel like right now, we have the most time right now. We have time to connect with our families, reconnect with family, the people who are in our households, prioritize things. What are your priorities and where are your priorities? What lies within those things? What's important to you? Right now, I feel like if we want faith, because faith is being able to believe with when we can't see what's going to happen, what the outcomes are. And right now, I feel like that's looming all around us because we don't know the outcome of what's going to happen with the coronavirus. We have no idea what's going to go on. And it feels like it just, the news, and we're bombarded with social media, and it's always bad news. And right now, everybody's, whether you have depression, anxiety, you're feeling loneliness, whatever it is, even more, anything else. I feel like it's heightened those things. So everything that you're feeling is just even more because we don't know the outcomes, and we're living in a state of fear right now. And I just want to encourage you that Jesus already knows what's going to happen. He knows the outcome. He said not to worry about tomorrow. And many of us are, because we're showing that in the way that we're hoarding things. Not to say that you shouldn't be prepared and take care of your family and get what you need, but we're using that and letting fear rule that. And so we're so scared that we're only relying on that and not looking to God. We have all the time, like I said, we have so much time right now. Maybe we don't. I feel like sometimes we might be a little busier, whether like me, I'm at home. I have 3 kids. My husband's working from home, so he's doing a lot. And I'm home trying to homeschool 2 kids. And so I feel like I'm actually doing more than I was before, but I still have time, and I'm finding time, and I'm trying to realize and recognize what I need in my life and what I don't. And so what are you giving your time to? What are you giving your money to? What's a priority in your life? And one thing I thought of is faith over facts. Now, facts are important. We need to listen to what our government officials are telling us to do. I believe that, and I also am doing that. I'm staying at home as best as I can unless I need to get something I need. I'm keeping my family safe, washing your hands, the whole drill. We've been bombarded with it lately. But so those facts are real, and I'm paying attention to those, and you're going to the right places to find the right facts. But we're letting the facts rule our faith, and we're letting the facts bring that fear inside of us. So we need to make sure that it doesn't rule our mind, our thoughts, and our feelings. And that's not to say that we still don't have that fear. We still don't have fear because we're humans and we feel these things. We have weaknesses. But one thing we need to learn is we need to stop it. We need to stop it in its tracks. We need to learn not to let it linger in our minds. We need to learn to fight those thoughts of fear and instead let faith take hold. And so I want to kind of just give you an example of what faith looks like in this time for me. And so an example in my own life is every time, they say every time you go to sleep, you should dream. Everybody dreams. I don't know if that's so true. I don't. Or if I do, I don't know why I don't remember most dreams. The dreams that I do remember are far and few. So the ones that I remember are always about basically the end of the world. It looks like a movie, like some kind of like I Am Legend or War of the Worlds, like some kind of zombie apocalypse. I have no idea why, but those are just the dreams I remember. And I always just thought, why? Like, I asked my husband, why am I dreaming these dreams? I don't understand. Like, why are these the only ones I remember usually? And it was never a big deal to me. Never thought much about it. But now that we're being bombarded with social media, the news and everything that's on TV, and we're stuck at home, right? So we are plugged into social media. We're plugged into the TV because that's like the interaction that we're getting. For most of it, that's the only interaction we can get. And so we're letting our fears feed into all this things that are going on. And I see people posting about the end of the world. I see people posting about, you better prepare and get all this stuff for your family. And so I'm seeing that my fear is getting heightened because I didn't realize that this kind of situation really brings me anxiety. And I just stopped right there and I'm like, no, I'm not going to let this rule my mind. And I immediately started to pray over my family and myself. And I think it could be a good thing because it put me in check. And I said, where is my priorities? Where am I putting my faith at? And one thing that I want to talk about is if you don't have a relationship with God, if you're not in your word, if you're not praying, your faith will really not stand against anything. I mean, maybe it'll get you through for a day, but it's not going to get you through the long run. And so your foundation for your faith is your relationship with God. And that time that you put forward and praying and reading and worshiping, it's really going to change your mindset. And so I encourage you guys to sit down and see where your priorities are. Make time for God right now. We have that time. Make time for Him in your families, in your own individual lives. And so just, that's a really good way just to stop it. And so that's what my faith looks like right now. And I'm continually bombarded with that, with people sending text messages, or I'm seeing stuff on Facebook about this is the end times. And I'm like, it brings fear into me. I get really like, oh my God, like I just start freaking out. What am I going to do? And I stop it right away. And I do not let it, I don't let my mind wander. I make sure that I'm prepared, that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, taking care of my family, and that I have a relationship with God, which is the most important thing. And I know where my heart is. And so I just wanted to end in reading a passage from Hebrews chapter 11, which is a great example. I mean, it's the faith chapter. And so in Hebrews 11:1, it says, faith shows the reality of what we hope for. It is the evidence of things we cannot see. Like I was talking before, we don't have the outcome. We don't know the outcome of all this. We don't know what it's going to look like when this is done, what's going to happen. We have no idea. But that's what faith is. Faith is the evidence of things we cannot see. Trusting in God for our families, for our own lives, that no matter what happens, we have that trust and that faith in God. And then chapter 11 goes on, and it has about, 39 verses. So it's not too long, but it's a great chapter, and I encourage you to read it. I'm not going to read the whole thing here. But in verse 4, it said, it was by faith that Abel, it was by faith that Enoch, it was by faith that Noah. And so it's talking about a lot of people, popular characters that most of us know in the Bible, Abraham and Noah and Sarah. It starts each verse by saying it was by faith. And it was by faith that each of them did something, but it's always starting by it was by faith. And it goes on through to verse 17, through verse 17, it was by faith. It was by faith. And then we see in verse 32, it says, how much more do I need to say? So they're giving us examples. Every single verse. It was by faith that Joseph did this. It was by faith that Abraham and Moses and Isaac and Sarah, it was by faith. That was the foundation, by faith. So how much more do I need to say? It would take too long to recount the stories of faith. It was by faith these people overthrew kingdoms, ruled with justice, and received what God had promised them. And so it was by faith that all of these people overcame their fears, their anxiety, their depression, their circumstances. And so I just felt like I had that on my heart today, and I just hope that, this helps you. And just remember that our foundation starts with our relationship with God, and for our faith to be strong, we need to have a strong relationship with Jesus. And that's just easy as reading and getting into your word, praying, to yourself in those moments where you feel those weaknesses come up, or putting some worship music on in your house, and it'll start to uplift you and start to begin to set that foundation in your life. Thank you for watching. I hope this encouraged you today, and I will see you next time.